Welcome back, Rangers and Helldivers, for breaking news from Super Earth and our Helldivers on the front. My name is StriderOfValor, your host, and my team and I are here to give you weekly updates from Super Earth regarding the ongoing war with the Terminids and automatons. Now, just a brief reminder, in the description below we include timestamps so you can get the info you need democratically. We've not received any news from Credit Kelly at this moment, but Helldivers, the Ministry of Truth, has informed us that the R&D department of Super Earth have officially given us the big patch, or as we like to call it here on the StriderOfValor update network, back to the Glory Days patch. And man, oh man, it's finally here, Helldivers. Now moving into these patch notes, the big changes from Super Earth's R&D team are here. In a short paraphrase, the Eruptor damage increased, Spear's lock is way better, almost in a gold tier. The Tenderizer damage, primarily against bots, is quite good, and bugs, it does liberate them quite well. The grenade launcher support weapon has been buffed. Orbital Gatling Barrage has gotten a buff. Eagle Strafing Run has also gotten some love and a buff from Super Earth, and the Orbital Precision Strike, or the OPS, has been buffed. And Helldivers, cool news, your bridge crew on your destroyer is seeing a high margin of morale, so expect more prosperity, liberty, and freedom as you traverse your bridge. Now, we do want to inform you, Helldivers, that the malfunctioning hell bombs that you come across upon mission deployments now explode with your heavy weapons hitting them. And your small weapons will start an ignition sequence with them, but be wary, Helldivers, those hell bombs out there are a lot more dangerous. With that being said, the new Ion Storm as well has seen some beautification, as we like to say, some additional VFX, and man, it does look quite beautiful, as you can see in the background right now with some recent gameplay. And oh man, Helldivers, you've asked for this one, and Super Earth has delivered upon your request that the Siege Artillery now is usable during Ion Storms and against those pesky automaton stratagem jammers. And don't forget, when your mission allocation does terminate, you can still use it. That's a big one, Helldivers. We've also received reports, I'm getting them right now, that there's new lurking patrols, and we want you to experience them firsthand, Helldivers. We do want to keep some things secret on this patch notes. Read them if you like, but go experience them in the game, Helldivers. Now we move on to wanting to touch on some of the big updates that you all have wanted, Helldivers. The EMG 101 HMG emplacement has increased rotation speeds by 100%. The Orbital Gatling has increased fire rate by 25%, and it's increased rounds per salvo from 30 to 60, and also has increased armor penetration. The Orbital Precision Striker OPS, it's got decreased cooldown from 100 to 90 seconds. That's not only the big change, Helldiver, it's the decreased spawn call-in time from 4 to 2 seconds. Quite amazing for using that on the field. You can now trust in that OPS more often and take out Liberty's enemies. The Eagle 110 now has improved targeting, and it has increased projectile armor penetration. And the Eagle Strafing Run now has up to 4 uses, but if you have your destroyer upgraded, that means 5, Helldivers. It also comes with increased armor penetration, and it can now damage those pesky heavily armored enemies. Also, the MG206 machine gun has seen upgrades from the R&D at Super Earth, where it has increased projectile damage from 100 to 150. It also has increased projectile damage against durable body parts of those Liberty's enemies from 23% to 33%, so that is a 10% increase. It also has increased stagger strength, and its reload time has been reduced. The Tenderizer, which Super Earth requisitioned us a couple months back, has seen upgrades where it has increased projectile damage from 60 to 95, Helldivers, so that is a 35-point increase. And it has increased stagger strength. Within that same Warbond, another weapon that has been buffed was the CB9 explosive crossbow. This has increased explosion armor penetration to be the same as the projectile, and has increased demolition strength. So it can now close those bug holes and blow up those automaton fabricators. And one of our favorite weapons here is the R36 Eruptor, and man, it has now increased damage from 420 to 570 damage per shot. And man, Helldivers, I will tell you here firsthand that it does deliver. And the mission modifier that you, Helldivers, actually come against on automaton missions, specifically that AA defense has now been removed. So you don't have to worry about only having 3 stratagems. You can now use those 4 stratagems, Helldivers, to disperse democracy to liberty's enemies. And Helldivers, the vegetation you come across that slows you on your missions can now be used to hide for cover and stealth in covert operations. And some very important news to add on to that, patrols. This is going along these gameplay fixes, Helldivers, is the patrol spawning is now back to how it worked. And I quote, before patch 01.000.300. And it has some slight tweaks so that the levers are less empty if you are far away from important locations with enemy presence. In Helldivers, we want to warn you that the medium and large size enemies now don't get as stunned as easily, so be watching out for that. The details in that are in the patch notes, but I will say this, that it will not affect the stratagems that do stun, and it will most likely just affect how easily the pummeler can stun those larger enemies. Next, we have received some info that a certain terminated enemy, codenamed the Charger Behemoth, is showing higher frequencies of appearances in deployments. And I want to tell you, Helldivers, this armor has been increased as well. We've heard it's had some enhancements on the terminated front, and expect it to be a more respected enemy as you face it. Bring that ordnance and you'll be fine, Helldiver. Now, Helldiver, that galactic war map on your destroyer has been needing an update from Super Earth and has finally come. You do have supply lines, as you can see in the background, and those origin of attacks. When you're doing those major orders, Helldivers, expect higher frequencies of coordination from your fellow Helldiver, as these are now seen on your galactic war map to improve coordination between the Helldiver deployments and attacks for the major order. Also, aboard your destroyer is Pelican 1, and Pelican 1 has now received some love and updates from Super Earth. It will no longer take damage, preventing your extraction. New high-grade materials, Helldivers, directly from Super Earth R&D have been utilized to ensure that. And when it sometimes somehow leaves, Pelican 1 has to just jet and leave some of your Helldivers behind. That won't happen anymore. So don't worry, Helldivers. Pelican 1 is there to extract you and get you out safe. Now, Rangers and Helldivers, we did cover the big community wanted updates in this patch. If you want to read more, check the description for the link. And now we get to move on, Helldivers, to a special treat for each of you. We have weather updates with SonOfValor. To you, SonOfValor.
Hello, Helldivers.
Oh, other side.
They always get on to me about this. Greetings, Helldivers. Thank you very much, Strider. I am back from my journey from wet sun, as you know I like to call it. Good to be back. I want to congratulate you, Helldivers, on the new Commander Viper Warbond. Leave in the comments what you think about it. The Warbond, I mean. I have the honor to give you our weekly weather update. Today, we have Liberty. Tomorrow, we have some Liberty and some candy. Saturday, we have Liberty and some more candy. And Sunday, Monday. You guessed it, Helldiver. Liberty. That's all we have for you today, folks. Back to you, Strider, with news on the front.
Thank you, SonOfValor, for that news update. We now move on to news from the front. And Helldivers, let me tell you, you all doing quite well liberating Vernon Wells. We are seeing a 52% positioning and 65,000 of you are deployed as of 1400 hours. We here just want to thank you for your sacrifice. So we want to bring up this picture right now from our news network that shows the true heroism of a Helldiver we received from Super Earth. And again, we just want to thank you for your devotion, your inspiration to us to give this news. And Helldiver, dive safe and Godspeed. Now, your personal order, Helldiver, is to kill 100 enemies using the flamethrower. Now we get to move on, Helldivers, to the Superstore acquisitions. We have new armor sets that have been sent from Super Earth. We have the CE 101 Gorilla Heavy Armor with an engineering kit. Gets you that extra 2 grenades and reduces recoil by 30% when you're prone or crouching. The PH-56 Jaguar Light Armor has the new enhancement, Peak Physique, which increases melee damage by 50% and improves weapon handling with less drag on weapon movement. Oh, be right back, Helldivers. Oh, he's gone. Cool. Hey, Rangers and Helldivers. I know this is a little different. Just wanted to sit down, and I was asked to have a personal interview with y'all, one-on-one. with you all about the patch and the Warbond and my first impressions. And let me tell you, I've already done about an hour and a half of gameplay, and I've loved it so far. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some bugs which we'll get to after my first impressions, but I do want to tell you guys this. If you guys have not decided, and you're watching this, yeah, you're watching this, you know, and you have not decided to jump back into Helldivers yet, I have seen the actual Helldiver count go from like that 40 up to 60 and further on, and I know it's growing throughout because this video is releasing later, but I know you guys are going to enjoy this. I know you guys are going to enjoy this patch and this new Warbond. Now, is it perfect? I want to say the patch is nearly perfect, but I need to experience more. I want to experience the automaton side, so I don't want to speak on that, and I want to apologize for not getting you that footage as we try to release this in a timely manner to you all, so you guys have that info. But let's jump right into the Warbond and patch. Now, with the patch, y'all, I want to first say that a lot of the stratagems that you don't use as often, go revisit them. I'm not going to name them. You know, you guys already have the info. You guys can read the patch. I want you guys to go enjoy and find what you love. So return to back to the glory days of some of the ones that you use often, just for fun, just for the explosions, the epic cinematic moments. This game is about cinematic moments. Go jump in and enjoy them. So with that being said, the Warbond now, like the Warbond, I personally love the Warbond, but the new emote is amazing other than it being 70 medals. Now, we did some math, me and my team, and yes, it is still worth the same total war medal count as the other Warbonds. It's just the way it's spread out. I already saved about 234 war medals, and my other partner Konko, he actually saved the max 250, and we still couldn't get through all 3 pages. Now, those of you who are diving now probably have possibly accumulated enough war medals to get to the 3rd page, but still, yeah, that emote being 70 war medals, and I think the throwing knife is around 60, you know, because it's a secondary weapon that's like quite new. I'm very excited to try it out tonight, which will be on stream tonight, playing it. So join us 8 p.m. Central, Rangers Super Special Forces. We're going to be dropping, playing with community, hanging out, and checking it out. So don't forget that. But I mean, I'm loving the light armor so far. It's kind of my main running armor piece. The enhancement on it is okay. Can't say for the melee damage yet. I'm still filling it out, to be honest. So I don't want to put my opinion without further actual feel of how I like it, which I'll get more tonight. And the helmet for the light armor, definitely cool. But I have to say, I have been repping the new heavy armor helmet with the hood because, man, kind of love it right now. So I'm gonna be saving it for that heavy armor too, the gorilla, as my friend would say. Loving it so far. But yeah, so I mean, the new armor, weapons, patterns, utilities, player banners, capes, emotes, victory poses, player title, sorry, and the patch notes and updates are awesome. So I'm really looking forward to jumping into it more tonight. Now, I have to be honest with y'all, with the big thing about the patch note was change with the Eruptor for me personally. I love running the Eruptor. Like, I run it all the time, and I even ran it when it had no shrapnel. And now, with over almost 100 or so increase in damage, y'all, it's quite effective. I dropped in a trivial and a level 6, and I used it on a level 9, and man, oh man, the Eruptor's back. Let's freaking go, as one might say. But those are the ones I tried. I got to try out the spear, which I did love until yeah, I'll bring up the clip right now. You guys can see me trying to aim at this charger, just a little danger close, and I maybe shot too soon. It just shot into the sky. Later I found out that it didn't actually shoot, even though it was a visual shooting. It was still in the barrel, so that was nice. But definitely interesting. So I want to close out, y'all, by just saying, go try it out. I've already said it, but go try it out. Try it out for yourself. Formulate your own opinion. I'm here to give you my opinion. I love it so far. Definitely enjoying it all so far. But here's some of the bugs we've accumulated from the research we've done briefly, because again, more bugs are going to be found. This is the first day, you know, first hours of everything being released, because if you guys did not know, the patch did get released first, and then a couple hours later the Warbond got released, which I think from a QA QC perspective is a very wise method of actually doing that release. It looks professional, and it tells us they really care about getting us good content, and content that sticks and is playable immediately. So I really appreciated that from Arrowhead. So bugs, what are the bugs, y'all? here we go. Gun holster changed and guns on your diver seem bigger. I'll pop up a picture now. I've been posting them on social, and yeah, it's democratic. I honestly want it to stay. I hope like one day we log in one day with huge guns and huge heads and we run around. It would be hilarious. Annoying, but hilarious. The superior packing methodology is still not working. I think this has been a bug for a little bit. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on that. It's kind of sad to see that it's still not working. I know they've been working on it. I know they're doing their best. It's just kind of a bummer to see that that's actually still the case. And then the devs are also working on a fix for a crash that occurs when you change settings after viewing the Viper Commando's banner in the Warbond menu, which I did experience it. Yeah, hope that gets fixed soon. Anyways, moving on. Also, a bug affecting crouch and prone when equipped with the ballistic shield. That's an interesting one. Yeah, don't have any footage for y'all, but I've heard it's a thing. And like I said, comment below any other bugs you have found, Rangers. Nobody likes these kinds of bugs, but they're expected with a new release of a huge patch of this size, this enormity. And that's why they release the stuff on a Thursday happily, not a Friday, so then they can get it updated and fixed. And hopefully we'll see the update tomorrow, as late as tomorrow. But in the past, sometimes it's been a Saturday morning thing. So we'll just see what they can do. We know that they're working overtime for us with all that they've done. And I just want to encourage y'all, just without the newscaster persona online here, let's thank Arrowhead for what they've done. Let's stick with them and support them, but give them the constructive criticism. Now notice I said constructive criticism. Let's not go on and be all upset about it and stuff, which I understand ranting is going to happen, all that kind of stuff. But overall, at the end of the day, Helldivers and Rangers, what a studio needs is that good constructive criticism and info on whatever's happening. And once they have that, if they have enough bugs, they have enough data they've collected to be able to fix it, we'll see even more improvements. So with that being said, Rangers, we're going to move on and transition to the outro. But again, I just want to say thank you to each of you for watching, hanging with me today in this kind of different style, more personal impression and interview with me about what I think about it. And I'm excited, y'all. So safe diving, and I'll see you guys tonight.
Reminder, the Democracy Officer's personal sauna is off limits to crew.
Thank you, Rangers and Helldivers, for choosing us to be your Super Earth Update Network. And we want to invite you to join us Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Central for drops wherever Super Earth requires. Our Discord link is below, and we would like to enlist you with our Rangers of Super Earth Special Forces. See you in the next news video.